Hi, I'm Scott Wright and I'm Decatur's city manager, and it's our pleasure week after week to give you all sorts of information about the city of Decatur that you maybe might not hear in the local media. Of course, everywhere we're learning about the effects of inflation. Government-induced inflation and the government's energy policy has driven up fuel prices. We believe that the factors that have done that will eventually bring gas prices down. In fact, the cost of a barrel of oil has already slipped back below $100 per barrel. But until some of these forces catch up and give us some relief, please know that the Decatur City bus system, our transit system, is still free. It has been since part of the way into pandemic, and the City Council had intended that to continue into a portion of 2022, probably until school is out, before they would consider having fares for buses. So to save money on fuel, you're certainly at liberty to use city buses because it's free. One of the other programs that the city has initiated, hasn't gotten a lot of publicity, that helps you with your energy costs, is a program we have initiated with a company called Arcadia Energy. Now, in the past, the city has had what is called municipal aggregation, where you automatically are signed up for an aggregation program run by the city that gets cheaper prices for power than is available through Ameren. What's different about this program than the previous municipal aggregation program is that before, if you didn't want to be in the municipal aggregation program, you could opt out. And if you didn't say anything one way or the other, then we assumed that you were in to obtain the savings. But under the rules, Arcadia requires that you opt in or opt out. And if you don't take any action, then you just stay with Ameren. The advantage to the Arcadia program is that it takes 10% off of your power bill from Ameren, plus they give you a $25 per month rebate for the first 4 months that you're on the program. But you, as the customer, have to opt in, and then if you're in it, you can opt out. Arcadia is going to be sending cards to do that to most of the customers in Decatur. So that's what that's about. And if you have any questions about it, you can call us, or you can go to Arcadia's website, which is www.arcadia.com/Decatur. Just one more way, hopefully, that we can do a little bit to help you as residents to save costs at this time when inflation is taking such a bigger bite out of our monthly incomes and expenses. If you've been down to Lake Decatur, especially in the Basin 2 area recently, you've seen that there are some new docks being built over there. The docks are the product of a negotiated agreement between the Decatur Park District and G&H Marine to put in 40 new slips for docks in a way that makes much better use of them and are better docks than some of the ones that were there. Under the arrangement that the mayor and city council approved, once there's at least 20 more people beyond what's already planned that want to sign up and indicate a desire to rent those spaces, then the vendor will continue to build them and install them. But if you'd like to get an idea what they look like, they're being constructed now down there at Basin 2. Summertime is also when we do a lot of our infrastructure work, not just water and sewer and storm sewer, but of course street work, and the Illinois Department of Transportation does that too. We'll be doing a lot of different streets, and we've been saving up money for what I believe this year will be a fairly aggressive street program in our Public Works Department. But first I want to mention to you some of the larger projects that IDOT will be doing here in Decatur. They plan on resurfacing US 51, Business 51, between Pershing and then north all the way to I-72. That project will be going on throughout this coming construction season. Now, originally we planned that project to include Business 51 south of Pershing all the way to El Dorado, or US 36. But we decided that the design for that needed to be fundamentally different, because as it's going through those neighborhoods, a lot of the times the right-of-way is too close to the houses. That's affected the degradation of some of the property values and the conditions of the houses. The lighting's not in good shape. We don't have good non-motorized avenues and lanes for bicycles and pedestrians, so we're going to add that, which fundamentally changes the design of 51 in that area. So the plan is that it'll be reduced to 3 lanes everywhere. In many cases it's 3 lanes now, but in some cases it's 4, there's a parking lane. It's a lot wider than it needs to be based on current traffic patterns and traffic volumes. Because we're doing a fundamentally different design, a design which I think is really going to add a lot of value to the adjoining neighborhoods and to our transportation plan, but nevertheless, it's going to add some time to that to the project's scheduling for construction. So that one's going to be later. The state is going to be redoing a section of West 36 from Church Street, just on the west edge of downtown, all the way to Highway 48 or Fairview. They'll also be doing major work on the Williams Street Bridge over Lake Decatur. Now, in order to make sure that we have plenty of resources for the city's own street program, the mayor and council have taken several measures to make sure that, that even with inflation, which is more adversely affecting the cost of new construction of streets than it is even the normal things that you buy as a family, we've had to make sure that we have money socked away for that. One of the ways that we've done that is making sure that other projects that could be using our motor fuel taxes, that we don't use as much of that to save our motor fuel taxes, especially when people are buying less fuel. The City Council has also taken decisions to allocate a portion of the ARP money from the federal government for what's called revenue replacement, because we have lost revenue in some of our motor fuel tax funds, and so the ARP allows us to add money to that and make sure that the strength of our annual street program stays strong, because winter has done a number on Decatur city streets, as those of you have all seen, in places where the seams have started to separate or there's potholes. Our Public Works Department will be on top of that to the greatest extent possible, but in some cases it needs major overlay work. If you have questions about the street program or other infrastructure projects of the city, you can go to our website or you can call my office. So until next week, when I have some more information for you, thanks for tuning in and listening to this video.